Well, I've got some video that video has not been, or even images have not been very forthcoming about the New Glenn, the Blue Origin New Glenn spaceship, space rocket, space thing. What do you call a rocket?
Well, we learned last week what a rocket is, and it could be anything. So
it's true.
Whatever.
Well, so Blue Origin put this video out just in the last few days, showing the new 7-meter New Glenn fairing. I don't know if you can hear that, but I just can't.
Fairing?
The fairing. Did I say fairing?
Fairing. This is a feral.
So look at this. The New Shepard could fit. I got to back that up. You got to see that. Sorry, anybody who's just listening. The New Shepard could fit inside the New Glenn's fairing.
My God.
How insane is that?
So give me some numbers here. So 60 feet or 18 meters. Is that right?
Okay, so that's for the New Shepard. Yeah, it's 18 meters tall, 60 feet tall. New Glenn is 321 feet tall, 98 meters.
Wow. So that's a 30-story building.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This is the thing that I think, and I'm just going to let this play so people can have something to look at because it's kind of cool. I think people don't realize this about the New Glenn, and especially Blue Origin, because we see they've been doing the New Shepard, and it's kind of a little dinky, dildo-shaped craft, and everything that Blue Origin's doing is so secretive, and we don't get to see anything. This is like really like kind of wild that we get to look at something here. But the New Glenn is, I think we're kind of in our minds comparing it mostly to the Falcon 9. It is so much bigger than the Falcon 9.
It's like twice the size. Yeah, right?
they're really kind of leapfrogging the Falcon 9. Like it's really more of a Starship-sized rocket. And whether they'll come out with this before the Starship, we don't know because we're not really seeing much out of them. We don't know what's coming next. But like, take a look at this picture here. That's the Falcon 9 versus the New Glenn.
Yeah, and this is this is Jeff Bezos, right? Something Gally said at Fully Charged Live, I thought resonated with me. He said, Jeff Bezos doesn't lose. Like, he doesn't fail. Like, when he does something, it works and it wins. So the fact that they're taking seemingly forever might be along those lines where, Elon is like let's push it out, go fast, go hard, like make things happen. It just doesn't sound like that's how Bezos does things. And maybe that's why it's taken so long. But a high degree of confidence that whatever they do is going to work and just be great. So
yeah, well, their slogan is "Gradatum Ferociter," which is like step by step ferociously.
Got it.
So that's their entire motto is like they're the turtle. They're going to go a little bit at a time, but they're going to get there. And this also just came out today before we got on here. The New Glenn first stage tank production. So this is actually really exciting that they're starting to show us stuff. Yeah. And so I really feel like someday we're just going to like wake up one morning and there's going to be a New Glenn on a launch pad. And it's just like, happened? Holy crap, Now,
I wonder if part of the reason, are we to blame, Joe? I think we're to blame. We'll say we, the royal we, but more so we're talking about Tim. Because, well, like you think about it, like if you show me an electric car and I get to go see it or anything about it, I'll form an opinion. I'll share that opinion. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to be listening to that and absorbing it, possibly adopting my view on it when they have had zero chance to actually like present it in the way that they want to. So right. I don't fault a company for being more closed-lipped or tight-lipped about it. And the fact that, it's coming from Bezos gives me hope that it's going to be a real thing, But Rivian's kind of like that where you're like, they don't really share much. They're pretty quiet, but every time you see it, you're like, oh, that's great. Like, let's do more of that. And when I talked to him, that's kind of was, reading between the lines a little bit about, like, they don't want to just let everyone in and then have the social media destroy the company because some idiot went on some tangent about thing. me. I'm talking about me. And then everyone else hates him now, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's a really interesting dichotomy between the two, between SpaceX and Blue Origin. Like, they just could not be more different in the way that they do what they do. I mean, SpaceX is literally building a ship in a tent out in the open where there's just people with cameras trained on it all day long, 24 hours a day. And every time, I mean, the hyper focus on this production of this ship, it's enthralling and it's interesting, and I think it gets people excited about it. But I could totally understand why a company wouldn't want that kind of scrutiny, like that
attention,
hyper scrutiny. I mean, Tim, when we were hanging out in Austin, he was talking about how he got to do a tour of the Blue Origin plant. He can't really talk about it, but he did get to go see it, and he was just kind of like, they're going to have something that's just going to blow our minds. Yeah. Like, we're just all going to be just blown away by it. Mm-hmm. And it's got me excited. So, I mean, when I saw that they had that fairing video, I was like, we got to talk about that, because like we're finally starting to see stuff on the new Glenn, and that's crazy. It's cool.
Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.